Hey, what is up guys, my name is Austin and welcome back to the channel where today, as you can see on my desk, I got a bunch of records. Today I went to an antique store and got a bunch of records and some CDs. We'll go over them too. I think I got about a total of, I don't know how many records. They're all vintage, super vintage, some more vintage than others. Some playable, some not. I have some change in my pocket, gotta get it out, otherwise I'll drop it. So I guess I can start with CDs. The CDs are pretty cool, and so the first one is Greatest Hits Volume 1 by Korn. This one has some pretty good songs on it, some good classic Korn songs. And then I think this one's called The Ozman Cometh by Ozzy Osbourne. It's got some songs from Black Sabbath, some of his solo stuff. I forget what year it was. 2002 was the copyright date on it. So, and then right here we have Limp Biscuit. I think it's their first album. I need to look it up on Discogs or something else like that. But 1997, that should be around the time when Limp Bizkit started, I think. And then Metallica, Master of Puppets. It's got some really good songs on here, some good Metallica classics, like Master Puppets, The Thing That Should Not Be, Disposable Heroes, Damage Incorporated, 1986, super old CD. So I'm assuming it was made at some point in the early 90s, I want to say, maybe, I don't know. But, so I'm going to, let's start off with the, I'll put that one over there because that one I'm going to save for the whole record collection video. So, I got a bunch of 45s. Some of these are playable, some of them are not. I'll go over the non-playable ones first. These three, I think, were played on the wrong type of record player. I think these were played on an old, I almost kind of want to say it was kind of, someone tried to play this on a gramophone, but, because it has some extreme groove damage and it's super distorted. But this one is a Johnny Horton, I believe. This one I really wanted because this is a song I really liked as a kid. But that record, I think you can even see the super thick grooves, and 45 RPM records don't have thick grooves. It's no different than a normal 33 and 1/3. This one, Hank Williams Jr., this one isn't as bad. This one is playable, but it still has some groove damage. These were all, I think, sent in by the same person. And, this one has some groove damage on it too. This side, I think, works. Sounds pretty good, so they didn't play that side. And then, like I said, Hank Williams Jr. So those three are non-playable for the most part. I got 5 45 RPM records today. But these two are in as good as condition as I would hope. So here we have Paul Anka. He's the one who made that Put Your Head on My Shoulders song. Got super popular on like TikTok. And this one, it doesn't have that song on here, unfortunately, but it's still got some other good ones by Paul Anka. This one sounds pretty good for a record from, I'm assuming, the 60s, because that's when Paul Anka was a thing. Was during the 60s and 50s. And then this one, which I think I might give to my dad because I don't really listen to this type of music, but Buck Owens. This one seems like a more newer 45. They had one that was I think it was a European press. I think it's the European presses that have the smaller spindle hole, not the big 2-inch thick ones like the American ones have. I should have bought it. I don't know why. They're only $1 a piece, so it's not like even though I bought those 3 that are kind of unplayable, it's not like I lost much money. So this one's super interesting to me. So this one is Classic Jazz by Ted Lewis. It's a Columbia long playing record. You might notice something, it's a little small. It's a 10-inch record, so same as those old 78s, unlike the ones that I got that are 12 inches. That's weird. It's from 1950. And it's a non-breakable microgroove record. Now, I've heard about microgroove records, but I don't know much about them. This it was made in 1950. It's just got some like smooth jazz, like stuff that you would hear inside of an old 50s diner, kind of stuff like that. It's really cool. And I didn't really get it for the music. I mainly got it because, for one, it's a record from 1950. That's the copyright date on it. It's a 10-inch record. And you might be thinking, well, what is it? Is it like a 33 record? Is it a 45? Is it a 78? Now, from my understanding, the 33 and 1/3 record came out in 1949, and they were usually pressed on 12-inch records. Now, I'm no stranger to 10-inch 33 and 1/3 records, but I didn't know that they were out at that time. I don't know, does that make any sense at all? And I do excuse my hair, I've been wearing a hat all day. But yeah, it's 33 and 1/3. I think it's got 4 songs on each side. Yeah. 4 songs on each side. It's really cool, and it sounds really good. For what it is. It's got a little story. I'm not gonna read that off. But some blues, jazz songs. Yeah, it's super cool, and I did clean all these earlier today using the same method I used in my last video, and they're all amazing. So here, I have a 78 RPM album, and you're wondering, well, there's a lot of songs in there. I mean, if you guys remember, 78 RPM records only have 1 song on each side. That's why there's so many of them in a set. But it's Vaughn Monroe. I haven't listened to this one yet. I don't know what the quality is or what kind of music it is. I should have. But all of them are good except for the last one. The last one has a nasty little crack going through it, and I'll show you guys. Which is a bummer, and I didn't see it because I didn't look at all of them. I kind of did just get these 78s to put on my wall anyways, but where is it? There, you can see it. And it does suck, but I'll play through these. Preferably on my record player upstairs. But I don't know who this is. I mean, like I said, I'm assuming it's gonna be like pop, maybe jazz, smooth kind of music, maybe. I don't know. There's no knowing until I play it. Cool thing about it though is that this back, it's like this pleather, super high quality, I guess. It's from 1947. It's got the date written on there and right there. 1947. Do any of you know who Vaughn Monroe is? I don't have any idea. They're regular 10-inch records, just like the other one that I showed you, which still doesn't make any sense because I didn't know that 12-inch 78 RPM records exists, but you can tell from over there. So this next one is a top 12 volume, either 11 or 2, I can't tell, but it's a bunch of old pop, jazz kind of stuff. It's got some good, cool songs on it. It's super old. I didn't exactly look, but so far I cannot find a copyright date on it. Nope. No copyright date whatsoever. And this one I kind of got, well, mainly because it's old 60s pop, and there's usually some good 60s pop songs that exist. But it supposedly has 360 sounds, so I don't know if it's kind of like a quadraphonic record, if you guys know what those are. But here it is, super old. I think I would assume 50s, maybe, like the first run of the 33 and 1/3 records. I don't know what that is. It's kind of a piece of tape on it that didn't come off. This one is also supposedly non-breakable, just like that 10-inch. But it's by Columbia. It sounds good. From what I played, it doesn't skip anywhere, and it doesn't have very many scratches in it, other than like normal wear and tear for it being an old record. But I got 2 left, I think. Yeah, 2 left. So this next one I got because the album cover really kind of intrigued me. I was like, wow, I wonder what that is. And I don't know if any of you guys have heard of this band. I don't know if they're super popular. I don't know. I didn't exactly look, but they're kind of like a 80s synth pop kind of band. Like, I don't know, kind of think of like Bon Jovi or Journey, kind of. I don't know. Like, I mean, it's definitely 80s, and it's good, but it's not what I expected it to be. But anyways, it's a band called World Trade, and I didn't realize that at first, but apparently, this specific record, not that album, but this specific record was not meant to be sold. So I don't know what its journeys through the world have been to make it in my hands, but it says on the back, it says, lent for promotional use only. Any sale or unauthorized transfer is prohibited and void, subject to return upon demand by owner. Acceptance of this record constitutes agreement to the above. Ugh. And there's the back of it. It's got some pretty bad ring wear, but at first I thought it was like a rock band because... And then I'll show you guys the record. Here's all the lyrics, and there's that side. But like that album cover really intrigued me, and it was super interesting. So that's one cool thing about especially vinyl collecting and just music listening in general. If you find a band or something and you notice the album cover looks really cool, give it a listen. That's how I've found a bunch of music recently. But here's the record. It is in perfect condition, not a scratch. Those are fingerprints for me because I don't pay attention to nothing. But this record is like perfect condition. There's like not a scratch on it. And then another thing, it says right here, promotional copy, not for sale. So I wonder, makes you wonder, like what was this record's purpose? Maybe it was supposed to just be in like a storefront, maybe. But then why would there be music printed on it? I don't know. It's so confusing to me. And why it was sold. Why was it a promotional copy? Does anybody even know this band? I don't know. Uh-oh. What's happening here? It's also a weird sleeve insert. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, it's got some good music on it. If you guys like that kind of like 80s synth pop type music, go check them out. And then the last but not least, B.B. King, a classic blues album, and I've seen this album cover and I've heard that it's, I might be thinking of something else, I don't know, but I've heard that it's, a lot of collectors look for this specific album, Completely Wild by B.B. King. I'll look it up on Discogs later because I might be thinking of another B.B. King record. It's got some micro scratches and it's got a pop and a click, definitely, because it's quite scratched. Okay, guess that's falling. But you can see, well, this has been cleaned, and all these have been cleaned, except for the 78s because I don't know. But yeah, it's got a bunch of micro scratches. Yeah, it just kind of adds to that bluesy feel, and it's as blues gets. Yeah, I'm a pretty decent blues fan. I like some blues, you know. I mean, obviously like B.B. King, you know, the Gun Club, you know, you got stuff like that. The Cramps, but I don't know if they're really considered blues. I mean, they definitely have blues elements, but they're psychobilly. That's a good genre, by the way. But yeah, I think that's all I have for this video. Yeah, it was super fun. They had a bunch more stuff. They had so many records there. I would have had no way of getting through all those records at one time. And not only did they have they had 33s, a bunch of 45s. They had a ton of 78s, more 78s than you could imagine to have at any given point. Bunch of 8 tracks, bunch of CDs, bunch of cassette tapes, VHS tapes. They had practically everything at that store, and it's awesome. But yeah, they had all kinds of stuff. I think I paid $20 for all this, so it's pretty good. About $1 an album, and then some of them were more expensive than others. Like one was like $5. But yeah, I don't know if you can hear my siblings watching a movie in the living room. They're being really loud. But anyways, yeah. And this record is a 45 that I've had for some time, but I'll go over it once I go over all my vinyl records, which should come a little bit after my birthday, because like I said, I'm going to a record store for my birthday. But yeah, I got a lot of records, and my god, they're playing that movie so loud. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, guys. If you did like it, make sure you guys leave a like, because it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, make sure you guys subscribe and share with your friends to spread the word about my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next